up, everybody? Welcome to Buckeye BS Michigan Update presented by Best Damn Media. I'm here with my boy Mike from Buckeye BS and our guys Jovani and Darnell for representing that team up north. How you guys doing today?
Chilling, man. Chilling.
What's good, fellas? Feeling good today. What's up?
What's going on, man? Happy Easter to everybody. Hope
Happy
everybody
Easter.
enjoying their day. It's a lot of people come together as family. So I hope y'all get to enjoy that time.
Yeah, for everyone watching on Wednesday, we are recording on Sunday, so happy Easter to everyone out there. We're gonna have a little bit of a shorter show today. We have two things on the table. Mike, you want to tee up your first question of the day for our guys?
Yeah, I wanted to go ahead and talk to you guys about your O-line product. Back to back Joe Moore Award winners. Sean Moore. I wanted to know, is the O-line producing because of the running backs, or are the running backs able to produce because of the O-line?
I'll let Jovani answer that one first.
For me personally, I believe it's a balance of both. We've seen multiple running backs, at least so far between 2021 2022, these two seasons we've had with the two award-winning offensive lines. We've seen multiple running backs have success within the scheme behind these players. We did have a couple that were new this year, at least compared to last year, with especially our addition of our center from Virginia, Olu. But I believe it's a combination of both. You still need the talent back there, and you still need the experience to still take advantage of what the offensive line will give you. If that running back is still not taking advantage of what is given to them with the holes that they are being created for, you can definitely see there will be a drop off. I think a prime example of that is if you look at this past season, our third string running back's name is C.J. Stokes. He came in, I believe, Maryland. Donovan Edwards was hurt that game, so it was just Blake Corn for the most part. And CJ Stokes got in there early in the first half, and he fumbled the ball. As soon as he fumbled the ball, he got in the doghouse with our running back coach Mark Hart, and you just saw pretty much Blake Corn throughout the whole way. We barely saw him throughout the year. Anytime he came in after that point, you can tell the production was not as high. Obviously, his volume of carry isn't as high as a Donovan Edwards or obviously a Blake Corum, but you can definitely see a definite drop off. Obviously, in spots later in the season, if you go look at the Ohio State game, he did get a couple carries. There were a couple missed holes that if you look at that on tape. So that's why I say it's a definite balance of both. You still need the talent, you still need the experience in the backfield to take advantage of what the offensive line will give you, even though the offensive line is paving the way for you, is doing a lot of work up front.
Giovanni kind of, stole the thunder, but I'll go a little deeper, and keep it real brief. I think it's a combination of both, but I will go to the scheme. If you really watch Michigan on tape, you see that we have a real complicated scheme, which makes it harder for defensive coaches to prepare for that week in and week out because it's something that they rarely see. So I will probably move towards the scheme. I know Giovanni brought up CJ Stokes, but he is a freshman. Donovan and Blake have been in that offense for a couple of years, so they understood where the holes were going to be in that scheme. So I take the scheme.
So, since it's a combination of both, I have a question I'd like to ask you guys. If we were to swap our top two running backs and put them behind each other's lines last year, and we put Blake Corum and Donovan Edwards behind the Buckeyes' offensive line, and we put Travion Henderson and Mayan Williams behind Michigan's offensive line, which combination produces more yards and touchdowns? And that's a question for all three of you guys. Mike, you want to start that off?
I mean, seeing how bad my offensive line was in the running game in certain aspects. And they're supposed, would be running behind the Joe Moore awards. I mean, You know, my running backs average 5.5 yards a carry. Team Up North running backs average 5.6. I mean, shoot, my guys would probably be averaging like 6.5 to 7, man, right? You would think.
It's an interesting take. It's an interesting take.
I mean, right?
Man, y'all trying to start stuff.
This is nasty work. This is nasty work. It's Easter Sunday, man. It's Easter Sunday. I thought we were telling the truth. No, let's be honest here. If you guys, I'm gonna keep it straight up. You guys have Davin Edwards and Blake Coleman in your backfield in the game on the 2026, you're winning that game. I'm being straight up. I think the talent that we have in the backfield, and especially the versatility that we have between those two running backs. I know, obviously, you guys are really talented with Mayan and Travion. Trayvon's been up and down with his injuries a little bit, but so is ours. But our running backs finished the year. I mean, obviously Blake Coleman did not, but at least Donovan Edwards finished the year, even with one hand. You know what I mean? And still popped off many runs. He was going in between the tackles with just one arm. Carrying the ball and stuff. I think Ohio State's offensive line isn't that much of a drop off because you guys are still really talented back there in your run scheme. Obviously, you say there are things you guys need to fix with that, but I think with their experience and their talent back there behind your offensive line, let's be honest. I think you're beating Georgia. You're probably beating us if we're keeping the buck. So I think our running backs are better.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, y'all really going in on this Easter Sunday. I love it. That means the rivalry is alive and well. But come on, man. I'm gonna go with the hometown product of D. Edwards and Blake Corum. Now, let me say this, and most Michigan fans, because they hate the rivalry so much, they'll never admit it. Y'all got some dogs too. Like, you put them behind that offensive line with them hoes. I mean, I don't know if people really be watching our games, but our offensive line be opening up gaping holes. Travion and Myron will run for days in our offense too. No cap. But when I see Blake and I see Donovan, Donovan's that home run threat. Y'all give him any slither of a hole and he get through, that's to the house.
I might have to agree with you guys here just because, not so much because I think that Donovan and Blake is that much better of a combination, but I think maybe Donovan has that home run threat, and if he would able to bring that to our offense, especially with our offensive line, I feel like it was underrated. I mean, we did struggle in the run game at times, but I still think we had a pretty strong offensive line, so it would be interesting to see that duo behind our offensive line. I think Donovan might have a Heisman campaign in him behind that offensive line last year. So who knows?
And your offense.
Yeah.
In our offense, maybe.
Yeah. And I want to say, I think it was very interesting for you both, with Blake Corum being the leading running back last year. Both of you said Donovan Edwards first, and y'all spoke more of him. I think that's very interesting because on this side, I have felt that Donovan Edwards is your best running back. And I don't know, how you all's fan base feel, I mean, not saying Blake Corum is a bad running back. I just believe that he has that extra gear in that. But I want to kick it to you guys to talk about the expectations from, summer going into fall camp. What do you guys expect? Give us some updates.
I'll start off real quick with some of the expectations going into from spring to summer to fall camp. I will look for them to see with improvement with them going with this offense, and especially the wide receivers when developing them. We've heard whispers here in and out of the program saying we want to open it up more because obviously the result that we've had last year. Obviously, we'll see if that actually happens. Jim Harbaugh is a very, very stubborn coach, but we're going to be looking at that specifically going into next year. So obviously, if we're going to open it up more, we have to develop our wide receivers better than we have been lately to get to that next gear as a program to really to kind of break that mold of where we're at right now. I mean, I think as a program, where we're at right now is kind of where Oklahoma was a couple years ago. We're getting to the playoffs, you know what I mean, on a consistent base, starting to be on a consistent basis now. We're winning on conference, you know what I mean? We're
planting flags.
Yeah. that's a very common thing, planting flags on a black O. But yeah, I think we're kind of there where they are as a program. Maybe a little bit more complete team, a little bit better defense. But I think we're trying to break that mold. We're trying to get to that next step. And for that, we need to develop our wide receiver talent that we have now to another level, plain and simple.
What about you, Darnell?
Yeah, I'll probably piggyback on that. I will add a small caveat that Jovani didn't bring up. I want to see what this recruit battle goes. I mean, Michigan, Ohio State, 3-2, 2-3. About a week, everybody. Y'all just got Aaron Nolan. Y'all back at 2.
I'm here to tell you right now, this is not what you want. Because, we can put a little friendly wager. I don't know what you want to bet. I promise you, that number 2 ranking is not here to stay.
No. I think
and the Buckeyes are hot on that ass.
No. I think
I'm telling y'all right now, we coming. Y'all worried about Tuck coming. We coming.
See,
I think y'all just took us over though with the Aaron Nolan commit. I'm almost
certain we were already ahead of you on 3. You guys are still ahead on 247.
My whole thing with the recruiting rankings, because of the way I know how Ohio State recruits versus the way and the reason why Alabama and Georgia are up there, they're recruiting like 30 to 35 kids. That's just never gonna be us. You know what I'm saying? That's just so what I go by is I like to go by the composite, go by the actual how all the guys fare, right? And I mean, obviously Bama and Georgia still are high on that composite, but normally Ohio State is right there at 3. So I want to see where you guys end up. Obviously, you guys are trending in the right direction, and obviously this is what is crazy because, there's some Ohio State fans in panic mode, but a lot of people did say that this is what they wanted to see for the rivalry. So, it's alive and well. It's not just alive, in November. Now we're seeing it alive and even more in the off season as well.
Facts. Yeah. So one question I want to pitch to you guys before we wrap it up. Darnell brought up keeping an eye on the recruiting battle in terms of the rivalry. So there are 2 mutual offers remaining between the 2 schools, Aaron Scott and Bryce West. So can I get predictions from the guys on the pod? Can I get a Michigan, Ohio State, or other for the 2 remaining mutual offers between the team up north and the Buckeyes?
Jovani?
We're gonna take one of them. We're gonna split. I feel like I'm looking at Bryce a little bit, but I think we're gonna take one of them for sure. So.
What about you, Darnell?
Look, I did make a call, so I'm kind of handicapping this thing myself.
You got some inside information?
As much as it pains,
cheating on this bet?
As of right now, as much as it pains me, I believe y'all get both of them. I believe that they're a package deal. Along with another guy told me that he believes their package deal along with the tight end that goes to their school too. And I just don't see, even though we've offered the kid, I just don't see us taking another tight end in this cycle. I think he kind of gets squeezed out. He is a Buckeye lean, but he was seriously considering Michigan. But I just don't think we have any room for him, which is crazy because that might bring you another corner. But that's just not how Michigan recruits. And so as of right now, Easter Sunday, I think y'all get both of them. I will say this. I don't believe that Scott commits today. I think that this is more of a top 5 type thing. He might commit, but I think this is more of a top 5. He just seems to me, from what I've heard about the kid, he just seems to,
I didn't know that a commitment was on the horizon. Insider Darnell with potential breaking news, because he is going to look like the Oracle if he pops on this commitment on Easter Sunday, and then we drop this on a Wednesday, and Darnell looks like the smartest guy in the room. Someone show the date on their phone right now. Let them know Darnell is not from the future.
He might commit, but I truly believe it's just going to be a top 5. Oh, it's blurred out, Mike.
It's blurred.
But let me see if I got my phone. I'm blurred too. Y'all got to show y'all, so I blurred my background too.
Oh my god.
Plugged in, y'all.
That's Jovani, man.
He's plugged in.
Yeah.
April 9th, Sunday. Look at the
Maybe a
goats.
fool.
Look at the goats right there, real quick. Admire that. What a screensaver.
I might be a fool. I think it's a top 5, but it could be a commitment for you guys today. I think y'all get the Scott kid. Wes, like Jovani says, a little bit more of a toss up, but I think y'all end up getting him too. And that just shows that the rivalry is alive and well, and y'all are getting kids that hate Michigan. We getting kids that hate Ohio State or feel played by Ohio State, and that's what keeps the rivalry up. I mean, that's what kept it up in the 90s. I know
That's
me and
how it
Mike a little bit
always
older
been.
than y'all.
Yeah.
Don't get offered.
That's why.
Like,
that's why Woodson hated. I mean, that's why Woodson loved playing Ohio State, because he felt slighted by them. He felt like they didn't give him an offer, they didn't respect him. Same thing with Desmond Howard, and so that's what kept the games close and back and forth. So I'm excited, bro.
Yeah, man.
We have a great talk.
I can't emphasize it enough. I think the rivalry is in an amazing place right now. It's great for both schools. It's great for both programs. It's great for this. It's great for this. Yeah, it's great for this damn program. Like, let's be honest. But we're gonna wrap it up. We appreciate our guys Jovani and Darnell pulling up today. Let everybody know where they can find you guys at.
Find me on Twitter. My name is my first name, Jovani, JOVANI_1024. I am always on there pretty much every day in spaces on the timeline. You ever want to find me, just add me and I'll get back with you.
Michigan fans, y'all can find me at my first name, Darnell J. Porter. I'm just like Jovani. I'm always in a Michigan space or a Best Damn Media space. And so pull up. Come hop in the spaces, Michigan fans. Ohio State fans be deep. We be in there standing in the paint about 3-4 people. They be
deep, bro. Deep.
Come up to the space, bro. Help me.
Mike, tell them where to find you at.
Man, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at 216_wildboy. Like you said, I'll be in the spaces. You can also find me on the timeline as well. We had a great time this past weekend on the timeline. Oh my goodness. Yes, Lord.
Amen. My God.
Yep.
But yeah, I am Ron James, and you can find me at 2_TEES, 2 T's. We have Buckeye BS every Sunday at 10 a.m. live. Come pull up and see me, Mike, Q, Cam. And yeah, appreciate you guys pulling up for the Buckeye BS Michigan update presented by Best Damn Media. And once again, thank you to Jovani and Darnell for joining us. Mike, I appreciate all you guys. Happy Easter to everyone, and let's go Bucks.
For sure.